All right, it's time to stand and enjoy our first congregational song. Welcome, everybody. Woo! I woke morning with my mind. Stay on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stay on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stay on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 All right, Steve. Oh, can't hit your neighbor with your mind. Staying on spirit. Can't hit your neighbor with your mind. Staying on spirit. Can't hit your neighbor with your mind. Staying on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh, Cassandra, let it out, let it out, let it out. Ah,
Right.
good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. Thank you, Cassandra. Hey, welcome, Derek. Good to have you here. Oh my goodness. So look, we've Sherry's out because she's hosting the vid. She's having a vid party, her and John. Our board presidents, Cheryl and Jim, they're having a vid party at separate houses. You know, they're house distant. Yes, love you, feel better. But just want to remind folks that there is a little bit of a surge going on in places, seems like. I don't know, maybe so. Doesn't matter. Point is, we need to do whatever we can do in our part, right? And that includes, if you may have noticed in the e-blast that went out this week, we did put our community etiquette back at the top of the e-blast, just to remind you, you know, it's great. But when you go in like this, that somebody feels obligated to hug you. And maybe they don't want to. Maybe the other thing is to go like, hey, are you doing hugs today? Just ask the question. Simple thing. Kind of like when you do the pronoun thing I was talking about. I'm Stephen Rambo. I use he, him. That I don't walk out and say, hey, what's your pronouns? I just say, hey, I'm he, him. And then they can say if they want to or not, whether they're they, them or not, right? Same thing with the hug. Hey, I'm doing hugs today. Or you want one? You want some love? Just do it. There you go. All right, just want to throw that out there. What else is going on? Oh, I know. It's the Volunteer of the Month time. I love Volunteer of the Month. Now, we have this person. I don't know how many great things I can say about this particular person without making it so that we're here for a couple hours. Because that's just how this person rolls. Every time I look around, they're doing stuff. One of the things I love that they've done is create this space in here where it feels like a big hug, the way the seats are set up. I'm talking about Ron Young! Come here, you.
Thank you.
Come on, say something about it. Look at this. Look at it. You can stand, you know, baby, because everybody knows how much you do around here, and we're just so grateful for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What Jan just said was, I am the guardian of the Sacred Sisters. And that's actually quite an honor in itself, especially for a man. I am honored to do the things that I do here. I am honored to share it with so many other people who volunteer so much of their time. And if you want to feel appreciated, if you like to feel appreciated, volunteer.
Thank you so much, Ron. He knows how to make it happen. Well, today, annual meeting day, right after the service, here's what we're going to do. You know, after service, usually it's almost like, I think Sherry's actually on strike. Now that I think about it, it may not be COVID after all. Because I asked her if we could not do Love You More today than yesterday after the service today, because I want to just go right into the meeting. So when the service is over, we're going to take a little bio break if you need to, and then come right back in here. We're going to get directly into it. Going to be in and out. Got a lot of business, but we're going to do it efficiently and quickly. So there won't be fellowship today. It's going to just go bathroom, come back, sit down, and we're going to get right to the meeting. Just want to share that with you as we bring in a couple of new trustees and just all kinds of good stuff, a great financial report and a little forecast of what's going to be happening in 2024. Those are some of the things that will be happening for us today. We got a big event coming up on Friday. The Drumming Circle's back. Drumming Circle with Burl. Drumming with Burl. I like that. Burl. There's a suggested donation there, and he brings a few drums. If you have your own drums, bring them out to the drum circle, and this is happening in the classroom on Friday. It's a wonderful experience. Just some of the things we do to bring our mission and our vision statement alive. Here it is for us right now. Let's do it together. It says, we're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God. In gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Reverend Rob.
What do we do?
We pray, sir. We pray.
Then I guess I'll do that. Y'all with me? Okay. So I don't even need to say join me in consciousness, because we are already joined in consciousness in that one mind. There's one mind, one body, one spirit, and we are the evidence of it. And we have a new thought. And this thought is, let's be nice to ourselves, let's be nice to other people. Simple. We are so grateful to be here. We are grateful for the center, for these teachings, for everything that happens today, for the band, for the music, for the wisdom. We're just so grateful. We know that everything that happens today, right now, and at the meeting unfolds wonderfully and perfectly. And from this place of assurance, we give great thanks. And we release this word to the law, and the law says, yes, and we say, and so it is.
Yes. Told me I had to be good. Now I love because I want to. I love because I am free, blinded by the Spirit. Spirit of God is upon me, oh. Spirit of God is upon me, oh. Spirit of God is upon me, oh. Spirit of God is great song that was written by Ricky Byers Beckworth.
Nope. Hello? Hello, Cosmic Kids. This is Cindy Joy, your captain. Excuse me? It's not on? Yes, it is. Anyway, this is Cindy Joy, and I'm excited because we started practicing. Hear me? Hello? Okay. Anyway, we started practicing meditation last week. We're doing our 1 minute miracle meditation. Practice paying attention to our breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. We listen to some calming music, and that's one way to meditate. This week we're going to talk about the many different ways to meditate. Because not only can you be sitting and being quiet, but you can do walking meditations, guided meditations, chanting meditations. Musicians, when they're playing their instruments, they get into a meditative state. Professional athletes, they say they're in the zone, and that's what we want, right? We want to get in that zone. We want that universal energy, that spirit, get one with the spirit, so that spirit can start telling us our secrets, what our secret powers are, right? We want to know what our secret power is, our superpower, our secret superpower. So that's what we're going to do today. Because artists definitely get in the zone. So we're going to do some meditative art today. So who's ready? Who's ready to blast off? I know I'm ready.
Boom, boom, boom.
There's no green light. Oh, the green light is on.
Is the green light on? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That means I'm not getting a lot out of the monitor if you couldn't understand what that was. Reflections. I guess that'd be me. So we're starting off with the reflections and then we do the affirmation? No. Do I do the affirmation first? No. What am I doing? Reflections of the way. Oh. So, thank you. So, is my quote out there? Or am I just going to read my quote? Non-violence. Non-violence means dialogue. In the spirit of reconciliation, there is a real solution to conflict and disagreement. The Dalai Lama said that. So I'm going to start off with the obvious fact that nonviolence only might mean dialogue. Because if only one party is nonviolent, then there will be no dialogue. Nonviolence cannot mean no violence unless both parties are committed to nonviolence. However, each of us can choose to be nonviolent. To espouse nonviolence means I will not commit violence, I will not cause violence, I will not retaliate to violence. The Dalai Lama says that dialogue means compromise and respecting each other's rights. We need to extend to others the same rights that we claim for ourselves. The United Nations says that everyone in the world has certain rights, a few of which are the right to the freedoms of thought, expression, and assembly. If we are to have a dialogue, both sides need to allow those freedoms of thought, dialogue, and expression to each other, and not to attack those who are assembled to express their thoughts. The Dalai Lama also says that the solution to conflict and disagreement is to have a spirit of reconciliation. To have this spirit of reconciliation, we can hold the principle that all people are connected. To have this spirit of reconciliation, we can develop the habit of resolution. To have the spirit of reconciliation, we can create a tendency within ourselves toward acceptance of others, whatever views they hold.
So this morning, we're having our in-house talent. Yeah, our musical guests are the talented folks that are here within our center. And we know Bob, and we know Cassandra. You see her as the L's, but hey, she's a solo artist as well. So, Cassandra Murillo, Bob Townley, give them some love, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What a privilege to be up on the stage being able to perform some music I've written, and to play with Bob. Bob's a wonderful guitarist, as you're going to find out. We're both bass players. I played bass in bands years ago, and so we just started talking bass, and then he said, well, I really play guitar. And I went, me too. And so I got in my idea in my head that when I did this song, it'd be fun, it would be great to have somebody from the band, accompany me. So I picked Bob. It was really nice. I'm an earth spirit. This first song I'm doing for you is called Dear Mother Earth. And so it's kind of a prayer, kind of an affirmation, kind of a gratitude in spirit. So I hope you enjoy it. It's for all the earth spirits out there. Dear Mother, it's been a while since we spoke with your temples of trees and your cathedral canopy. Me feel close to God. 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 Dear Mother Earth, oh how I love you so, with your beautiful vast deserts and your stars hanging low. Makes me feel close to God. Makes me feel close to God. Makes me feel close to God. Makes me feel close, so close. I love the wind, I love the sun, I love the to God. Makes me feel close to God. Makes me feel close to God. I love the earth, dear Mother Earth, how I love you so. Dear Mother Earth, how I love you so. Dear Mother Earth, how I love you so. Thank you very much.
So thank you for that. That was beautiful. So from this place of quiet gratitude and love, let's just go into the silence. Go into the quiet. Not really silent, but the quiet. And be aware of the divine, however it manifests for us. So we're going to go into the quiet for 3 minutes, and then Derek will play us out. So I invite you, if you don't usually meditate, to give it a try. If you want to be in a community, we have meditations here on Sunday mornings and Thursday evenings. Namaste.
And look at this, the talent parade continues. Terry Gampson.
While I'm waiting for it, real quick, I just want to say this is a song that I wrote about 10, 12 years ago. I've written songs a lot, and there's been a few that's actually been published, and this is the one that means a lot to me, so I'm honored to be able to sing it. If she is not there, will you do the harmony for me, please? Thank you. This is the first time I'm singing here with the band and no choir. So, excuse my nerves. But I have my mom, I have my dad with a hat. Thank you so much for wearing my dad today. I appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy my song. It's called Love and Light. Let your love be true. Let your light shine through. Wrap your arms around my soul. Let your love be strong. Let your light shine long. May our longing forever hold. Only you, God, make my soul feel right. Only you, God, show me everlasting light. Love me mine, let your belief in me shine. Show me comfort all the day. Let your light fill my mind. Let your love keep me kind. Keep me faithful all the way. Only you, God, can show the world the way. Only you, God, can make everything okay. Only you, God, make my soul feel right. Only you, God, can make everything alright. Only you, God, can make my soul feel right. Only you, God, can show me everlasting Sorry about that. That was nerves. Thank you. A little
Thank
bit
you,
of nerves
Terry.
there. I apologize. Thank you so much. This is the first
Thank
time
you,
I get
Terry.
forgiveness.
It's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
And the
it.
band, Derek stepping in for Sherry. Wonderful. All right. How about that phrase? Been there, done that, got a t-shirt. Now what? Now what? That's what we're talking. We're talking about this whole month. I'm just going to we're dealing with presence, with time, with now moment. And the past, present, future paradox, not a future paradox. The paradox is now. The paradox is about what's happening with this relationship between the present and the past. What is the thing that the past is history, the future is mystery, and the present is the gift. Well, how do you get there? What's the journey to get to the gift? And do I have to throw the past away to get the gift? Do I have to forget about the future to get a gift? That's the paradoxical part. We have to figure out how to mix these things together. And wonderful thing about Science of Mind is it gives us a process for doing exactly that. How to stay in the moment, which is why we do the meditation. How to live in the present moment, which is why we see a practitioner to help us into prayer. But then, what is our relationship with what has happened in our past to get us there? We separate, as Dr. Holmes says, the belief from the believer. Well, what are the beliefs? Some keys to the beliefs. The I've always done it this way. Now that's a doorway to being a prisoner in time. That's a doorway to get stuck in the way you've always done it. If it's always done it this way, maybe that's a thing. That's like a key phrase you might want to think about a little bit. But also, it helps us feel comfortable. That's what we want to know. But it also means that you're going to keep wearing the T-shirt over and over and over. You might get stuck in a bit of a rut. How do we get out of the rut? What's the thing that happened there? So that's the I've always. That's the past part. But then the future has its own challenges. I'm gonna. Well, when are you going to do it if you're going to do it? You know, that's why we talk about our affirmations are in the present moment. Because if our affirmation is, I will make $1 million, the universe says, well, one day we'll make $1 million. This is why we say by affirmation is, I am a valuable, prosperous person. The universe goes, oh, they're valuable, they're prosperous. Let's give them something to feel that prosperity about, living in the now moment. But if I'm gonna, then you're chasing, and that leads to a sense of dissatisfaction. So we go to the principles. We go to Science of Mind. One of Dr. Holmes' favorite phrases, principle is not bound by precedent. Principle not bound by precedent. Now that's a nice Science of Mind jargony thing, but what's a more modern way of saying that? Anybody got any thoughts? Past events, nor prediction of future events. Past earnings, no prediction of future earnings. Yeah, just because it was, don't mean it got to be. Principle. History is not destiny. And your mileage may vary. Your past does not define you. See, we know these things, but do we do these things? That's the challenge, you know. And sometimes we got to look back to go forward. There's a relationship there. They're stuck. They're on a continuum, right? Paul dealt with this. It's in the Bible even. I mean, old-time wisdom. He says, one of the things when he wrote this letter to the Philippians, whoever the Philippians were, anyway, my brain just went into a really dark space for a minute. Did it? I'm not going to go there. I'm going to stay with Paul's quote, where he says, one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead. Forgetting what lies behind, straining forward to what lies ahead. I have jokingly said over the years, I have a great forgetter, which is why I keep doing some of the things I've always done, you know? But sometimes we have to have a good rememberer so we don't have to keep doing the things we've always done. You see, if we don't remember the past, we are destined to repeat it. We've heard that phrase over and over again. And if I don't remember our past, and I keep repeating that, looking into the future thing, here's the paradoxical part, looking into the future things, then I'm going to start killing my dreams. Stuff that's really the goals that I want to attain are not going to be that easy to attain if I'm not remembering what I've done. It's going to be an end to my joy. And I came across this lovely quote this week from an author, Ellen Glasgow, Southern fiction writer from years ago. And she wrote that the only difference between a rut and a grave are the dimensions. Wow, right? That idea, you know? So, are we stuck in a rut? And if you are stuck in the rut of I've always, or even the rut of I'm gonna, you're killing your future. You're killing your dreams. You're putting them in a grave. Let's step out of the rut. Let's jump up out of the rut. How do we get out of the rut? How do you climb out? Well, it starts with something very simple. Releasing ourselves from some of the negative aspects of our past and even some of the positive aspects of our past. We can get too comfortable in how things have always been, right? The creation is this wonderful thing that is constantly going on. It's always happening. It cannot stop happening. So why should we create things? This is one of my challenges with Hollywood. All these creative folks, and no offense to the guy, I'm going to go see Dune. I'm going to go see it. But didn't they already make that movie? I mean, in Star Wars, I love Star Wars. They keep making them, and more of them, more of them, more of them. But also there's these other movies they make over and over and over again. And if creation's always going on, don't let me get out of the rut and start with something new. And let us do that. Let us create something new in our lives. We have this opportunity to do that. And it starts with getting curious. You see, stay curious. Be as a little child, right? And some of the past, when we reflect on it, some of it I want to hold on to because some of it is going to be the ground of my growth. When I start my garden every year, I don't go and dig up all the soil and take it, cart it away, and just bring in new soil, but I do add amendments to the soil. I use that base, and I add an amendment to it so it can grow fresh and new stuff, you see. So sometimes I want to hold on to things and honor the past, reflect on it, learn from it without resistance to letting some of it go, and also not resistance to the possibility of change. This is why I call it a paradox, trying to figure out how am I holding both of these spaces at the same time. I don't want to keep wearing the T-shirt. I want to fold it up and put it away. But then what? Walk around chilly all day? No. I got to come up with something new and let the spirit of creation, engage that now what energy with a deep sense of curiosity to move into my next greater experience of life. Part of it is, and I'm just so, I was out in the yard picking mandarins the other day off the tree, and it just so interesting how they're the different sizes, and some of them are wrinkly and some of them are smooth, but they're all mandarins, right? But they're all so eachly unique and individualized. Even the taste, even the number of seeds inside each mandarin is a little bit different. Nature so loves this novelty. We should invite the novelty into our lives. Move away get out of the rut. Throw the T-shirt away. Get into the now what energy and see what's next to unfold for us. And let us participate in this joyous experience of new things unfolding all the time. This is how we move into our advancement. This is how we move into a sense of transformation. Asking these questions of ourselves. This is the joy of the science of mind teaching. It's a very reflective thing, which is why sometimes we talk about it being so much in our heads, But the reflective thing is to think about, how do I want to feel in this moment? What is my heart saying to me? What is my body saying to me? How come every time I go to do this particular thing, I get a bellyache? Maybe you're in a rut. How come every time I do this sort of thing, I end up going there late? How is it I end up late to this? Maybe there's something that's not being reflected. We're not understanding our relationship to this, to why we're resisting being on time. Maybe we thought that the only way we control things is to be late. It's an interesting concept around that, of being late, that sometimes people are late because they don't feel like they have a sense of control. And one way I control it is when I show up, and I'm going to show up late. I know. Just something to think about. But this is what happens when you engage the now what energy. It requires us to fold up the T-shirt, put it away. Maybe we put it in a box frame and sit it on the wall so we can look at it every now and then. Paul Tillich says that life could not continue without throwing the past into the past, liberating the present from its burden. That's an interesting idea, limiting the present from its burden. See, the present wants to invite new things into our lives, and sometimes it's held up from that experience. It's held up from giving us the gift because we're so stuck on holding on to the past, holding on to the way things have been. Needing to make that shift, make that particular change, moving from the been there, done that burden. I was reading about Thomas Edison this week, and how when he was, all these inventions, he was, we know about all of his patents, his inventions and stuff. But he didn't do that stuff alone. He had a whole crew of people, and sometimes he had to hire people And what he would do is he would ask these really bizarre questions sometimes, like, do you know where prunes come from? That's a strange question to get in an interview, on a job interview. Or, what is felt exactly? What is felt? You mean like that material? No, like felt. You felt something. What is felt exactly? What an interesting question to have to answer at some point. And then, if they made it through that part to the second interview, he would invite them out to lunch and order soup. And he would watch to see whether the person would season their food before they tasted it. If they seasoned their food before they tasted it, out. No. You want somebody who's going to observe, reflect, comment, and then decide. Maybe you don't need to put salt on it. Maybe you don't need to put pepper or seasoning on it. Maybe it's seasoned enough just as it is. Interesting idea. How much of us are doing that in our lives? We already know. We've already decided as soon as we get to the event what we're going to do. That we're going to put our own proverbial salt or pepper on something before we've actually had a chance to feel it, see it, and be present to it, and open ourselves up to the new experience of it. Try it out a little bit differently next time. Yeah. Sometimes there's no place for rote or habit in our lives. Sometimes our transformation is to let go of our preconceptions around the way things are supposed to be. Maybe we need to take a little more time to figure out what felt really feels like. When I've always done it this way, it's always been that way. You've always experienced it in this manner. We've always had that for Thanksgiving. Well, they've always lived over there. We need to fold up some of those concepts and put those things away, perhaps. And when we begin to release some of that stuff, it opens up to another thing that's very powerful along the process of transformation and change, very powerful along the process of answering the question of what is next, of the now what, and that is forgive. Sometimes our negative blocks our future because we have forgotten to forgive ourselves. Forgive ourselves for holding on to some of the old things of the past. Forgive ourselves from putting the salt on before we tasted it. To forgive ourselves from our habits and our thoughts. To forget what the great way shower told us, that with God all things are possible. All things are possible. We can make these changes. If you said to yourself, well, my experience has been X, Y, or Z. And if that end of that statement does not lead to a more refined, relaxed, joyful feeling inside, it may be time to add a new sentence and say, now I choose, and choose to do differently. 2 simple questions we can fill out for ourselves. My experience has been, well, now I choose joy. Dr. Holmes tells us that we all have the ability to transcend previous experiences and rise triumphant above them, but we shall never triumph over them while we persist in going through our old mental practices. That's hard work sometimes. So easy to stay with what we've always done or think it the way we've always thought it. And in doing that, we block not just our own personal advancement, but our advancement as a species, our advancement as living beings on a living planet. I've been talking about our own journeys into the now what and t-shirt stuff, yeah? But it's a bigger thing happening that's going on. And when we look around, we can see evidence of it all around ourselves. There's another part of this that also seems kind of paradoxical too for me. That is that forgetting so that I can remember. Forgetting so as to remember. See, there's a lot of forgetting that we do. Like, oh, not yet. Like sometimes we just forget, like yesterday, what I had for lunch yesterday, who cares? We forget that. It's easy stuff to forget, right? And then sometimes we forget things that bring us a lot of pain or hurt or difficulty. Don't want to remember that. Because why? Well, it brought me pain. Why should I remember that? It hurt. Why should I remember that? Difficulty. Why should I remember that? Remember, if we don't remember things, we are destined to repeat them again. So some things that brought us pain, maybe we need to look back at them. You know, we know it's easy to do with our health. We got sick. The doctor said, don't do that. Eat less sugar. Well, if I want to live, okay, I'm going to eat less sugar. But sometimes there's just more simple things that are a little more difficult to do. And we forget that. It's better to do. We've done, they've done. That's the way it's always been. But that other deeper remembering of what we've tried to forget is liberating. But it requires a sense of forgiveness. It requires a sense of letting ourselves go for some of our past. It includes the kind of past that we've been talking about since late January, with the season of nonviolence. Why was there a season for nonviolence? Well, because there were things like the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where people were crossing the bridge to go and vote in a county where the population was higher. 91% of the population of that county in Alabama was black. Yet they didn't have any representation, weren't allowed to vote. So let's try to vote. We saw what happened. You remember it. It's in our history. We want to forget that kind of pain. But then we need to remember. Because failing to remember can become destructive if we remember to forget. We break our connection to our divinity when we forget. We forget and lose perspective. We forget about our roots. You know, we don't think about the fact that all of us share a common root with Jerusalem and Athens and Alexandria. You know what I'm talking about, right? Religions, cultures, peoples. None of us came from this place, but we all belong to this place. We got to remember these things. This is the now what. Now what are we going to do? Are we going to stop the othering? Are we going to stop the oppressing? Are we going to stop the damaging of our lovely planet? We're going to remember that some of the things we have done have led to the place where we are, and forget doing those things and start doing something new. The now what? This is a good forgetting that requires a certain amount of remembering. And that's why I wanted to bring up the Paul Tillich quote where he says, forgetting in spite of remembering is forgiveness. You don't have to forgetting in spite of remembering is forgiveness. So we can remember the pain. We can remember something like the Pettus Bridge. We can remember what happened in the 60s. We can remember losing leaders. We can remember what happened in Kent State. We can remember what's happening right now when we just had the 6th month in a row of the warmest temperatures on the planet ever. 6 months in a row of that. We can remember those things so that we can begin to stop doing the things that brought us to that place. This is the reflection about past and present and future, and asking the questions of now what? What is the next thing? As we fail to forgive ourselves, fail to forgive our old stories, fail to forgive our old impacts and effects for the way things are happening, we will break ourselves away from the now what higher experiences of life. It's part of the process. Don't mean to be a downer on this. Really want to bring it up, bring you to a place of possibility, of understanding that where we are today is not where we have to be tomorrow. Principle is not bound by precedent. Mileage may vary, but we can make the varying happen. One person at a time, one belief at a time, one remembering at a time, one question at a time of now what? And so it is. So here it is for you. You ready? I choose a new story by releasing the past and claiming a more divinely fulfilling life today. Claim it today. It is yours. Yes, indeed. Let's go into a revealing prayer. It's a wonderful time to pray because it's like time. It's now, the best time. So I invite you to all take a nice breath. And when I breathe, what I know is that I am breathing is breathing me, the planet on which we live, the air that we breathe, the trees that contribute to the oxygen, and our own breath that contributes to the life of the trees. The circulation of the planet that spins the atmosphere, that brings the winds, that creates the storms, that moisten the skies to drop as rain onto the cloud, onto the ground, to grow the plants for us to eat so we can breathe and begin the process again. The simple law of circulation happening in nature, happening in our own individual lives, showing up as our connection to the divine, the oneness of which we all are a part. And it is in this flow of constant transformation and exchange, this diurnal happening of day and night and in and out and round about, that brings into our lives the opportunities to ask the question, now what? Yes, I have been there. Yes, I have done that. I have everything to show from it, and there is more waiting for me as I release and let go so that more can come into my life. Emerson reminds us, beware of holding too much. Do not block the divine circuit. Get our bloated nothingness out of the way so that the good may flow. So it's by this word that I speak right here and now that we open ourselves up to release what no longer serves us, to let go of what's no longer supporting us, and to step into this next new thing with a sense of curiosity and possibility, knowing there are principles that are not bound by anything that has ever happened before, that newness is unfolding because I choose to step into my good right here and right now. I see that good showing up as prosperity and abundance, as right action and good relationships, as harmony in the home, harmony in the nation, harmony in the world, harmony with our planet. Feeling so full from the knowledge and awareness that with Spirit all things are possible. Right here and now, I gratefully step into those possibilities as divine realities in our lives by this word spoken. And releasing this truth into an infinite law that hears this, and a love that gives of this truth into reality, into expression, into experience. I let it be, I let it go, as we say. And so it is. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. There's that reminder. All the great ways that we have to support this beautiful community that continues to unfold in wonderful, exciting ways. It's so much fun. We're doing good things here in the world, and one of the ways we do them is to affirm our abundance on a regular basis as we share our abundance and watch the events that come up for the week and month ahead. But here's our affirmation of abundance. Let's do it together, shall we? It says, divine love, it's doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the world. Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and me now. Divine love prevails. Thank you, ushers. Thank you for a little music underneath our announcements from Derek, and we'll see you in just a bit. Ooh, that's fun.
We are so grateful. We have such an abundant life, such an abundant lifestyle. We're so grateful for the center and to provide, to keep it going, and to just be part of everything that's going on in the world. Be active. And so it is.
Cassandra and Bob coming back again.
All right. I want to take an opportunity, because I know Sherry is watching, and to thank her again for this opportunity, and filling in a little bit for her, leading congregational songs and stuff. It just makes me admire her that much more. She's really an awesome music director here, and I hope she comes back just as soon as possible. We need her here. So thank you, Sherry. I'm doing the best I can here for you. Okay. So I was given a prompt for a little gig I did over at the Spiritual Unity Movement, a little shout out to their full moon ceremonies every month. Performed there in December, and the prompt was turning the corner. And I'm going, okay, I'll write something spiritual about that. And then I was downloading the blues, and so from my past life experience doing that. But the blues is spiritual music. It's cousins to gospel music, it's from the heart. And, blues is very, very cuts to the heart. So, but this isn't a sad blues. This is one of those up tempo. Yeah, we're getting past this kind of blues. Okay, so this little number is called "Turning the Corner." All right, Bob. Turning the corner, oh yeah, I'm leaving the blues behind. Yeah, I'm turning the corner, oh yeah, not letting that little self-drive, no, 'cause I'm tired of being tired. Tired of feeling low. I'm hanging with God now, and all my friends know that I'm turning the corner. Oh yeah, leaving the blues behind. All right, Bob. Yes, I'm turning the corner. Oh yeah, leaving the blues behind. Oh yes, I am.
yes, I'm turning the corner. It's time to live fully alive. Yeah, you hear me? It's time for change, a time for letting go, a time for healing, a time to let love grow. Yeah, turning the corner. Oh yeah, leaving the blues behind.
Right.
Bob Tom?
Cassandra Morello, Bob Townley, turning the corner. I like that. Yes, turn the corner, leave the blues behind, baby. You turned up some strings there, Bob. I tell you what. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, we got Kathy Burt, lead service on the team tonight with this morning with Linda and Becky. Thank you so much. And, of course, Volunteer of the Month, Ron Young, everywhere on the stage. Thank you so much. And Gregory Seymour, he made it. I tell you, that daylight saving time. It's daylight, what? Daylight. What is it? Saving. Saving time. Not savings. You're saving time. Daylight saving time. Yeah. Which, you know, the jury's all out on that. That whole like daylight saving time thing. Like the guys who and women who are studying sleep say that it's not good for us. And it's supposed to save energy. That was the original idea. Was in World War I, the Germans thought they could save fuel, and if they could do this daylight savings time thing. It was supposed to, somebody said Ben Franklin created it, but see, he just wrote this article. He wrote this satirical article kind of giving the French a hard time for how much lamp oil they were burning, and said if they changed the time, they wouldn't burn so much lamp oil. But it was a joke. It wasn't real. He didn't invent daylight savings time. It was the Germans that did it, and then we in 1966 came up with this nationwide time dealy bobber, and now people are all in debate on whether we should have it or not. What do you guys think? Should we just keep? Yeah, but they have to wait till the federal legislation has to change. There's a federal law that has to be changed, and of course, you know, we're relying on Congress to make that change, and we know how much fun Congress is about making changes, right? Okay, so what do you call a bunch of geese? Yeah, all right, and a lot of cows, and a lot of monkeys. Yes, the official term for a lot of monkeys is a Congress. So there's our problem right there. We need to rename the Congress. That's what I'm going to run on. That's on my platform, right? Okay, where was I? I'm sorry. That was supposed to be doing thank yous. Hey, Cassandra, Bob, Terry, thank you so much for your music today. Really appreciate that. Derek, thank you for stepping in. For Sherry, Steve, and Randy, thank you so much for the Cell Purpose Band. You got some awesome music. We love to share it. Tony, thanks for the sound. You're back there. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Cindy, Joy, and Tracy are back with the kids in the Cosmic Kid platform, having a good time. Deb, Bridget, and Costa will be in the office. And it's not a poi. Somebody's writing Spanish on my thing for fellowship today. Not today. Darlene, yes. And let's see, there's a couple other things that are happening I want to remind you about. One of them is the B. Thompson. Yeah. So we're still looking for nominations for the B. Thompson Awards, and it's on the website. It's on the eBlast too. Just click, and a Breeze form will show up, and you can put your nominations in there because it's coming up when we do our Spirit Awards in April. And yes, all of the details on what the B. Thompson Awards are all about and why you want to do it is on the link. So click the link and you'll find out about how we can help organizations with our donation to them that are doing good things for the world. All right, so that's what the B. Thompson Foundation Award is all about. And of course, only moments away is our annual meeting, and we're going to start that. Let's see now. Okay, good. It's 11:41, so we're going to start right at noon. Right at noon. Okay, so be in here at noon because we got like a little bit of song left to do, and Rob's going to speak a little bit more, and that'll give you a couple of minutes to just do what you need to do. All right, 12 noon. Boom. Going to hit the gong and get started. All righty, Rob, come on up. Yes, he's got 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes.
I got 15 minutes. I'm a minister with a microphone in 15 minutes.
No,
You just heard it.
No.
No?
For prayer.
Oh, I could pray for 15 minutes.
No.
No.
For individualized prayer.
We are all individualized expressions.
Oh, this is really problematic. Cats. Herding cats is what this is like.
Or we could be a Congress.
I move.
I was just monkeying
I
around.
move. My motion is that you do your pitch.
So, okay, so if the philosophy here is very simple. Change your thinking, change your life. Change your thinking, change your experience. What if you get stuck and you can't move past a certain pattern of thought? What do?
See you.
You see me, you see Stephen, you see a practitioner.
Elaine.
Yeah. So that's why practitioners are here, to help you experience what you want to experience instead of that same old thing that you got the T-shirt for, right? We will help you get rid of the T-shirt, if you follow that metaphor there.
That works for me.
And then there's the box over there out in the lobby that you can write something on the little paper there and drop it in the box, and then the whole team will pray for you. And if you want to talk to me, I will be over there until noon. How's that?
Wonderful.
Is that good?
Perfect.
Cool.
Let's stand, do our closing benediction, and then we'll sing a bit. That was wonderful. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
God is doing something wonderful as me. God is doing something wonderful as me. Something awesome and incredible. So we can give it glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful as me. God is doing something wonderful as me. God is doing something wonderful as me. Something awesome and incredible, so we can give the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful as me. He's doing something wonderful as me. God is doing something wonderful as me. Something awesome and incredible, is only He can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful as me, as me, as me. Woo!
All right. See you back in here at noon. Yeah.